What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Cam, and we back at it again with another banger. And this is kind of a piggyback video off of my last video. And I just wanted to touch on my fellas, my guys, my bros, my brethren, you know, the male species. But on a serious note, I really want to tackle some topics regarding men. Before we get started, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you aren't already. Hit the notification bell so you can know every time I upload. And without further ado, let's get into it. So yeah, fellas, this is a one-on-one. The boy Cam, the kid, with you guys. And I want to tackle some very serious topics that I think need to be addressed. I think the first topic I'm going to start with is mental health. Now, I touched briefly on mental health and how important it is and how, as a society, we need to pay more attention to it just as a whole. But I want to emphasize that again in this video and direct it more towards my men. Because here's the thing. I'm well aware that women do some very sick things in this world too. Trust me, I'm well aware. But I think it's safe to say that as men, not only is the threshold for the crimes and heinous things we do higher, but just overall, even from an outside perspective, it just seems like we just do way more damage, at least in that aspect of life, to the point where it's getting kind of old, man. I mean, it's been old, but I'm 23. I'm fairly young. But my whole life, all I've seen is men just doing really nasty, sick, sadistic, heinous things. And it's just like, it makes you just sigh because it's draining, It's kind of like that secondhand embarrassment type of thing. Where it's like, personally, I consider myself a very good human being, a very kind-hearted human being. I know most people would say that about themselves, but, seriously, I genuinely just consider myself that because, there's no hate in my heart, man. Have I done things on the more aggressive end? Of course. Not towards a woman, but, towards other men, sure, because as I'm about to talk about, men can be a little, deranged up there. I'll put it like that. But nonetheless, guys, mental health, man. Let's just get into it. Fellas, start taking mental health more seriously, please. Please, 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 for the sake of everyone, just take your mental health seriously, man. If you're dealing with traumas, pain, suffering, just that hurt, don't let it bottle up, man. Don't let it turn into anger and hate and sadistic, evil thoughts. Don't let it do that. Don't let it manifest into that. Seek help. Reach out. I know it's hard. Trust me. I know it's hard because we live in a society where as men, we're always being told to shut up, be a man. You should be stronger than that. Toughen up. Why are you crying? This is what we get told on a daily basis from the time we start talking. But we gotta break that cycle, fellas. And unfortunately, the world isn't gonna do it for us. So you know who has to do it? We do. We have to take matters into our own hands, man. We have to be there for each other. If nobody else is going to be there for us, we have to be there for each other, man. Find a brother, find somebody that you can, call your mans, call your bro, call your guy, somebody you can rely on, somebody you can confide in. Because I'm not going to lie, I'm not the biggest supporter of confiding in women, at least until you're in a really established and stable situation where she's not going to judge you or belittle you, even after the fact, for confiding and opening up to her. But as men, we got to do a better job in supporting each other, being there for each other, helping each other. Because as you can see, we don't do that really at all. And look at the results it's giving us. Men are out here harassing women, raping women, murdering women. Hell, they're murdering each other. We're out here murdering each other for no reason, over stupid stuff. No justified reason. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about self-defense. Somebody try to take my life right now, I would have no issue with taking them out. No issue. But you will never see me out here senselessly killing someone or taking someone's life. Because there's no reason for it. That's such a sick, evil, twisted thing to do. To take somebody away from their family, their loved ones, this world, just because you aren't right in the head. That's selfish. That's what it is. Anyone who does not take the necessary actions to not only better themselves and grow as a human being, but to heal themselves of any traumas or pain or suffering they have been through or are going through, you're selfish. And I have to put it bluntly like that because it's the truth. You're selfish and you have to take accountability for that. I mean, this stuff is trickling down to even the, I wouldn't say smallest, but some of the most, or at least should be, simplest aspects of life. Relationships, friendships. People are really out here dating people just to hurt them. People are really out here forming bonds and friendships with people just to use them. Why? If that's how you're going to be, just be by yourself. Just be by yourself, man. Why subject somebody else to that? I get the saying, misery loves company, but no, that's not a saying that needs to be true. It's not. Or at least as prevalent as it is. Fellas, we got to do a better job, man. We got to truly dig deep and get to the root of the situation. Because here's the thing. Us men, especially my black men, we are the pillars, man. We are the pillars for this. Everything starts with us. We are the pace setters. And as long as we're down and out, life will never really be of any good quality. It won't. Gotta do better, guys. Gotta do better. Second thing I want to touch on, is working on discipline. I've been doing a lot of observing. I've observed my whole life, but especially the last couple years, especially once I got into my 20s, I've noticed that through my observations that a lot of men lack self-discipline, even to the smallest of extent. And, immediately looking at that, it's not something you would pick up on or see unless you're really looking for it or really observing on a broad, level. But guys, self-discipline, especially as a man, hell, as a human being, is key. Don't let your flesh dictate what the soul wants. Because when you let your flesh lead, you taint your soul. The flesh and the soul all battle constantly. That's why if you've ever, winked off to porn or anything, that feeling of resentment you have afterwards, that feeling of disgust, yeah, that's your soul crying, basically. Like, man, why did you just do that to me? Your flesh enjoyed it. It felt good. But once you get that quick little moment of pleasure, you feel bad afterwards. Why is that? Because your soul didn't like that. And look, I'm not here to tell nobody not to masturbate or anything like that. But that's just a key point to make in the whole flesh versus soul thing. The flesh is of this world, guys. And this world is based entirely in sin. So when you satisfy the needs of your flesh all the time, it's going to be really hard for your soul to be pure and light and positive, good. Discipline, guys. Start working on discipline. Even if you're 15, 16, work on your discipline. Build a routine within your life. Understand that instant gratification isn't always the way to go. Understand that these little anomalies and things in life that we just feel like we need, we don't. Develop some discipline, guys. It's necessary, especially as a man. Lack of discipline is what leads to men raping women, harassing women, coercing women, because you have such a lack of discipline that you can't even fight your urge to want to touch a woman or sexualize her or be sexual with her. Don't get me wrong, I'm a guy, I understand. Sometimes that urge is like, you need it, man. I get it. But that's what separates me from a lot of guys. I have discipline. I know when to say nah. It's not the time. I know when to say no. I know when to know when I'm being told no. And believe it or not, because I understand that and because I'm not always so proactive in that area, I rarely ever get told no. Along with the fact that you will never hear anybody come out with allegations about me. Never. Because I don't even put myself in those positions. I don't even believe it's in a man's place to dictate or control sex or any sexual advancement on a woman or anybody for that matter. Guys, there's a lot of sick people in the world. A lot. There's a lot of sick men in the world. But there's also a lot of hurting men in the world. A lot of damaged and troubled men in the world. And unfortunately, they're not getting the help they need. So again, I will reiterate this. It goes back to what I said. Fellas, we have to do better at helping each other, especially my black men. We should be helping each other more than anybody because there's nobody else in this world outside of maybe black women, and even they struggle to understand what we truly go through. It's not easy, man. It's not. It's an everyday struggle. And don't get me wrong, I know everybody struggles. Men, women, trans, gay, straight, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, everybody. Everybody has their struggles, their traumas, their, hardships, all of that. But at the end of the day, there are other groups of people who have more support than others. And what I notice is that my group, my community, specifically speaking about black men, we don't have enough support and cooperation amongst each other. It's always an ego battle with us. It's always a power grab or a crab in a barrel mentality with us. And that has to stop. It has to. Because there's no reason for it. Why can't we all eat? I'm not saying we can all be at the top. We can all be number one because there's no such thing. I understand how the world works. I'm not naive to that fact. But there's no reason why we can't all help each other. Some people don't even want to be at the top. Some people don't even want to be number one. They just want to be well off. The third and final thing, guys, that I'll touch on regarding men and what we need to do and what we need to get better at. We need to get back to understanding what our true identity is. And what I mean by that is what it means to be a man. Don't get me wrong, I'm 23, still green behind the ears, or wet behind the ears, however that saying goes. I'm still green nonetheless. I get that. But not only through outside sources, but even within myself, I know I have been granted and blessed with a level of wisdom that is far beyond my years on this earth. And I don't know everything, guys. Never will proclaim that. But I feel like I know enough. I don't even feel that. I know enough to help, to speak on these matters, to say something, to speak up. Because that's what it's all about, speaking up. There's not enough people doing that. We have to get back to understanding what it means to be a man, guys. And I'm not talking about none of that personal toxic masculinity BS that gets thrown around now. All this red pill, alpha male BS, don't get me wrong. There's some things within that whole subject matter that is important and true. But a lot of it is it's subjective and garbage, if I'm just being completely honest. But nonetheless, we have to get back to our core identity and understanding our true values and morals as men. Protect, serve, and serve meaning in the Most High, faith, being strong in your will and your faith, understanding that nothing comes before your faith, not even a woman. Because your faith is what your whole family, your whole household is going to ride on. Because when things get bad, when things get dark, when things are low, who are they going to turn to? You. And if you're not grounded in something bigger than yourself, you're going to fold every time. And I see that on a daily basis. Get back to what it means to be a man, guys. The reason why I can sit here and say all this at 23, aside from my wisdom that I've been blessed with at an early age, I've had my father in my life proactively. Was he perfect? By no means was he. But he did a hell of a job raising and teaching me what it means to be a man. And not that it's just being aggressive and assertive No. Because my father, as a man, taught me, as his son, that a man loves, nurtures, takes care of his family and his loved ones, protects, provides, and above all, respects. And that's the final and key point I'm going to leave off with. Respect. And this is honestly something everybody needs to understand and take heed of. But fellas, we need to get back to understanding what respect is and actually exercising it. I see too much disrespect go on a daily basis between not only each other, but towards other individuals. Just respect one another, guys. I get respect has to be earned, but if nobody's giving you a reason to disrespect them, there's no reason why you should be disrespecting anybody. Learn to respect people. Because a lot of you guys out here that are raping women, harassing women, molesting people, assaulting people, are the same ones that would kill somebody if they did that to your sister or your mother or your grandmother or your niece or your cousin. And I'm here to tell you that's backwards. You're not a hero because of that. It's actually worse because it means you acknowledge that doing those things is wrong. You just don't see it as wrong when you do it. Take accountability, man. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody's been through something. Everybody's hurting. Everybody's suffering from something. But it's up to you as the individual to want to better yourself, to heal, to move on and move forward and grow as a human being. So let's step it up, guys. Fellas, let's step it up. Again, like I said in the beginning of this video, we are the pillars. We set the pace. And a lot of the reason why women, primarily black women, because that's who I deal with, are the way they are, is because of us. Because we are no longer the caliber of men that allows them to act in the nature that they need to act in. And don't get me wrong, there's accountability on their end. A lot of them just be on BS, but this is not about the women. I'll make a video on them, later. But as far as our accountability goes, we gotta be better men. Point blank, period. Simple as that. We gotta be better men. Because then at that point, if the women are still out here doing what they're doing, look, we can point a finger. But we can't really point fingers right now when we're not even doing good or doing what we're supposed to. I'm gonna leave things there, man. I feel like I made my point. But I really just want to see better for us, guys, especially the black community. As a black man, I've witnessed my whole life, childhood up until my adult years, that have just started, really. Just negligence, disrespect, and lack of accountability. And I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. Sick of it, actually. It's exhausting to always have to see someone who looks like me doing such disgusting, vile things. Because then it makes my life harder. It makes the rest of us who aren't like that lives harder. Because now when I walk down the street and a woman is coming from the opposite direction, walking towards me, now she feels unsafe. Now she's clutching her purse. Now she's worried that, oh my gosh, this man could do something to me. When in reality, I wouldn't hurt a fly. But she doesn't know that. and she doesn't care because she's seen enough to have that guard up, and I don't blame her. But it still hurts me. But I have to deal with that because of your actions. And just like I said, we have to start taking accountability. I'm taking my accountability and calling it out. I don't surround myself with people like that. I don't surround myself with people who think like that. I don't surround myself with anything negative on that level or any level for that matter. So let's do better, guys. I'm challenging all my men out there to better themselves. Work on your discipline. Work on your morals and values. Ground yourself in something bigger than yourself. Find a faith. I'm not here to tell you what to believe in, but believe in something bigger than yourself. Something that's going to push you to be a better human being. I'm going to leave things there, man. Go ahead and hit the like button if you enjoy watching this video. Leave a comment if you have anything to say, any comments, questions, or concerns. Go ahead and subscribe if you aren't already, and hit the notification bell down below so that you can know every time I upload a video. Without further ado, it's your boy Cam, and I'm out. Peace.